I don't even remember when. The phone itself doesn't work anymore. I can't hear anybody talking. The case costs more than the phone itself, and I don't want to buy a new case. It's paid off, and there's no contract. My phone is good enough. It's not the greatest phone, but it's my phone.
All right, welcome to Lunch Therapy Interview Friday. This is episode 700. Thank you, Todd Lee, for the congratulations. We're celebrating by having a live show a week from tomorrow night called Laugh Therapy, an Evening of Comedy. It's November 22nd, 7 p.m. We're going to have a lot of people who contribute to the show, a lot of comedians who've been on the show, Lena Green, Mike Knox, Mama J, who's here today, Ginny Sykes, Zach Binder, and Tickle Muff, Howard Aronin, Mr. Joel Marshall, and it's going to be hosted by Boney, so stay tuned to see how that goes. Matt says, how much hand can a Handpan Dan pan? That's a good question. We're going to find out today. We've got Handpan Dan on the show. We're so fortunate. You know, that's one of the things that has been a huge gift for Lunch Therapy is this instrument called the handpan. And today we have an aficionado, a musician, a wonderful psychologist who plays the handpan. We've always thought there was a connection between therapy and handpan, and I think we're going to find out more about that today. Kamala says, happy 700th episode, Joel, and welcome Handpan Dan. This is an epic day. This is an epic day. It is it's not only the 700th episode, but it's the second time we've had a handpan player on the show in the entire 5 years, live on the show. And also, I got myself a handpan, so we're going to see if I can learn something perhaps. Handpan Dan is in the chat room as well as on the show. Hopefully it pans out. It's going to be a fantastic episode. Let's get to the bottom of this riddle today. Yeah, this is cool. Yeah, we're going to get to the bottom of this riddle. Look at it. It's a flying saucer. You know, you wonder, were these things brought to us by aliens? We don't know. We don't know. Todd says the Stray Theater is a fitting place for hummingbirds to gather. And there's Jay, Kamala, also epic because I have my eyelash. You have your eyelashes on today? You got them already? Wow. We got to bring Mama Jay on here. Let's bring her on. Here she is. There you are.
Can you see them?
Can I see the eye? Oh my gosh, they look, wow. They rival some of the best eyelashes I've ever seen.
Thank you. They're magnetic. So I put magnetic eyeliner on, and then the magnets on the eyelashes stick to them.
Now, are you wearing glasses so that it magnifies the eyelashes? Oh, there we go. Wow, look at that. You look like Lamb Chop a little bit. You know Lamb Chop? There's some furry, those are furry eyelashes. But I like it.
They are furry.
I like it. We'll see what the chat room says about it.
Yeah, and you know, when you're on stage, you've got to accentuate. So I need them. Oops, I need them for the stage.
Yes, because you got to be able to project your eyelashes out into the audience.
My makeup, my lipstick.
And also in stand-up comedy, eyelashes are very important.
They are.
A lot of times. Yeah, they put like
you got to bat them, you know, and.
You got to bat them. You got to. What else can you do with eyelashes?
I don't know. I have.
Whip them? Can you whip your eyelashes?
Can I whip my eyelashes? Can I? I don't know.
Maybe you can start like a new meme. I whip my eyelashes around.
Well, I did almost, I don't know. It was a difficult process, but then finally I kind of read some directions and then they went on pretty easy.
Oh, good. Todd says, I'm sure ferrous metal is great for your eyes and magnets. Be sure You know, some people use magnets for health, though, don't they? Make sure you don't cross the polarity, which will cross your eyes. We're going to have fun.
Well, and I worried about that I could be bringing in outside forces.
Yes, you could be. You could be like a giant antenna.
Oh, yeah. Who knows what I'll start hearing.
So, okay, so we got to talk about the show because we got
Yes.
Handpan Dan here.
Yes.
He's from Kansas as well as you are, and you
Yes.
went to his workshop
Yes.
to learn more about the tongue drum, which is
Yes.
your
Yes, I
instrument of
did.
choice.
And I took my little one that's like a toy,
Yeah.
and now I too have a brand new tongue drum.
Shall we unbox?
I unboxed it. Yep.
Let's do it.
And it's sitting right next to
Hey
me.
everybody, I'm going to do one of these popular unboxing things. This should be holding my new professional, oh, let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, let's pull it this way. My professional RAV vast tongue drum. Oh,
It's
can you hear it?
wow, it's playing right out of the box.
It was.
Wow, it's playing music as I bring it out. Isn't that
Oh,
beautiful?
look at that.
I don't know if it gives me any mallet. But anyway, stay tuned for some beautiful music. Bye, thanks.
Wow, that's exciting. That's super exciting. So we got Jay on the show. We got Handpan Dan on the show. Dan Baird is his name. We've got Patreons. I want to say thank you to all the Patreons out there. Howard Aronin, Mike Knox, Todd Lee, Camila Lopez, Liz Lopez, Robert Lopez, one of the big contributors to the show, Jane Marshall, my own mom, Jay Patterson, Ivy Palma, Pam Palmieri, Neil Phillip, Seth Word, Jason Edelman, and of course Mary Marks. Thank you to all of you. I could never have gotten to 700 episodes without y'all. I kind of think we all have gotten to 700 episodes. So much contribution, so many great jokes in the chat room. This show is really fueled by the chat room. Most of the good jokes happen there. Anyway, congratulations everybody, 700 episodes. Yeah. Kind of hard to believe, 700 episodes. Oh, I got you muted or something. What the heck is going on? Oh, there you are.
No, it's probably me. Hang on.
No, it's good. You got it. I got it.
Got me?
It was Boney. He messed up again.
Oh. Now we have to be quiet.
Oh, okay.
Remember, we got in trouble yesterday.
We're going to breathe, but we're not going to talk about it. Behind me is Travis Schumacher. He is the face of Healing Vibrations. And they have another channel called Tibetan Vibrations, and that's what you're looking at there. And this is for a parasympathetic nervous system reset. You did a good job. I did not quite keep my mouth shut.
But you had to explain stuff.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like I gotta explain.
Yeah, it's okay. You did good.
All right, thanks. We should whisper the whole show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we'd get more viewers if we whispered the whole show? Uh-oh, now you're muted again. What? I've just got you muted everywhere. Oh, sorry.
Is it me or you?
No, it's me. Do you remember that commercial where they go, if you want someone's attention, whisper? Yeah. I don't think it'd be good.
I think it'd be good.
Todd said he survived the 60s and 70s with lead pencils and mercury and thermometers, so you should be fine with those eyelashes.
I should be.
You should be just
I
fine.
should. And I don't have a pacemaker. I think that interferes with pacemakers, magnets.
Oh, magnets, yeah.
So.
Am I
think I'm
wrong,
okay.
or do people use magnets for therapy? They do, right?
I think there is something to it. I have not done that particular type, though. It's shockingly, I have not done that.
Shockingly, it's a therapy that you have not tried.
No.
All right, this is the introduction to Interview Friday. We've got Dan, Baird, Handpan Dan. So tell me how you met Handpan Dan, how you found him.
Well, I have been very frustrated trying to find a community for tongue drum and things like that. And so a thing came up with our local farmers market, and it said, Handpan Dan, I thank you for letting me play at the farmers market. And I went, Handpan Dan. So then, so then I, of course, contacted him and this and that. And then I saw his workshops. Then I had to go to the workshop. And that's how we met.
Wow. And is there a big handpan? Well, we'll have to ask Dan this. Let's just talk about Dan for a second here. He started playing the handpan in 2017. The thing's only been around since about 2000, I think.
He said like 25 years. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, isn't that weird? You think it was some ancient thing?
Yeah.
But apparently it's not. We're going to hear more about the history of that. Greg Wordle wants to know if those are meerkats that are scuba diving, if they're PADI certified. Yes, they are. Only the best here. Only the best. And magnets also help with vertigo. Okay, now, so he's played at the Steel Mountain and the Pan Marco Handpan gatherings, which I didn't know about. He's performed with the WSU Shocker Choir and the Woo Choir. He also was on PBS One-on-One with Victor Hogstrom, Ageless Enthusiasm. Yeah, he's been on TV with this thing. Yeah.
Wow.
Good Day, Kansas. I don't know if you've seen Good Day, Kansas.
Oh, yeah,
but
Good
he was
Day,
on there.
Kansas. Mm-hmm.
And interestingly enough, he's a graduate, a psychology graduate from Wichita State University. And this is something that I've always thought about the handpan, is that it's therapeutic. And Dan is embodying this. He began playing in healthcare settings in 2020, became a teaching artist with Arts Partners in 2022. And today he shares his music in memory care centers, assisted living communities, hospice and cancer treatment facilities, unhoused community events, and in the local schools. And he has also mastered over 100 cover songs.
Wow, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Todd says, what's the difference between a handpan and a thumb drum? Thumb drum. I think you're talking about a tongue drum.
It's a tongue drum.
Anyway, let's get the expert on this thing.
Let's do.
All right, let's do it.
We need to know a lot.
Yes.
Hey,
Welcome.
can I say?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marshall. Oh,
We have to. We always have to do this. Welcome to Lunch Therapy, Handpan Dan.
Yay! And I just have a PSA announcement. Is that right? Anyway, Joel and I were chastised when we played your Music Tuesday, and we were talking through it, and we had some angry listeners because you were playing so beautiful. Hallelujah. I just wanted to tell you our apologies.
I appreciate that. And I watched a couple of your episodes, so I just wanted to start off by saying, "Hoity, Joel!"
Boy, all right, I love
Yeah,
it.
way to go.
He knows the rules of the show. You say hoy. Well, hoity to you, Handpan Dan. It's so great to have you on the show. We have been longtime fans of the Handpan, and still, I'm. It's a bit of a mystery to me. Everybody's saying hoy, hoy. Can you tell us a little bit about how you found this instrument and a little bit about the background of the instrument itself?
Yeah, absolutely. So the instrument's very young. It was invented 25 years ago in Switzerland. I first heard a band using one. I grew up playing saxophone and guitar. And after playing guitar, I always wanted to get into the harp. And then I heard the handpan, and it kind of sounds like a harp. But you can do percussive sounds. And it comes in a little backpack, so it's a lot easier to transport than a harp. So I was just kind of fell in love with the sound of it. It was invented in Switzerland by a couple people that basically took the Caribbean steel drum and inverted it from being a concave bowl, made it convex, and then glued two of them together so it looks like a flying saucer.
Wow.
I like the steel drums, but for me, there's just a time and a place for the bright Caribbean music, and the handpan is much more mellow and softer sounding. It sounds like a stringed instrument, so I just think it's a little bit more versatile. And I listened to it for years, just hoping I could get one. I think I first heard it in 2009. I looked up how much they were, and they were like thousands of dollars, and I just thought, well, I'll never get a handpan. They were really hard to get just a few years ago. So I just kind of listened to handpan music, hoping that one day I could get one. Actually, these were so hard to get just a few years ago. You couldn't get on Amazon and just order a handpan. I got into this 8 years ago, and the option was to either get on a wait list and wait for months or years for a handpan, buy one in a flash sale if a maker just had one available for sale. And that's how I got my first couple instruments. I just saw some available online, and I bought them. And then one of my first instruments, my third instrument, it was a raffle I entered. So I picked a number between 1 and 1,000, and the maker in California picked a number between 1 and 1,000. He emailed 20 people that were closest to the number that he picked, and those 20 people got an opportunity to purchase an instrument that year.
Wow.
So I got an email that said I picked a number that was close to his. I had a week to put down a deposit and tell him if I wanted an instrument. So that's how difficult these were to get just a few years ago. So I'm excited to see that they're getting a little bit easier to make. They're getting a little bit cheaper, and so you can just order one offline right away.
So the inventors of the handpan are is Felix Rohner and Sabina Scherer. These are them. We've played some of their videos on our show because they're master musicians. And originally it was invented, or he talks about it as a sculpture. Their company's called Pan Art, and they make the handpan. They make them themselves. I mean, you can watch online. Sabina's going through the whole process. It's an incredible process, an amazing thing. However, they are also the ones who make it very difficult to get these things, right? I mean, they're very purist about it.
Yeah, unfortunately, they've kind of tarnished their reputation in the handpan community. When they first invented this instrument in 2000, they named it the Hong, H-A-N-G. I thought it was called the hang drum when I first got into it. I was like, oh, I want to play the hang drum.
Yeah.
And then I found out that it was called the Hong. and I think that was Swiss for hand. So that's why they called this the hong. And yes, they call it a sound sculpture and not an instrument. In the beginning, you actually had to write letters to Felix and Sabina and explain why you wanted to get a hong and what you were going to use it for. And they were pretty picky about who got the instruments. I hear that they didn't really want it to go into the hands of musicians because they wanted to use this more in an artistic way instead of with traditional music. So in the first few years in the 2000s, they were the only makers of this instrument. And
it was just them, like in a little house, right? Making this thing, or their factory small. It wasn't like they were mass producing it. They were hand making these, hand tuning them. And they also make a few other instruments too, like the goo ball and some other these cool instruments that they do. But it's like not enough of them were being made because so many people love this instrument, right?
Yes, so they saw an increase in demand in the 2000s. They actually put out a lot of publications online with detailed information about how to build the hong. And they were actively trying to recruit more hong makers because they saw an increase in demand, and the two of them could not handle all of it. So in the 2000s, they were telling people how to make these. And then now in the 20-teens, about 10 years ago, they started taking handpan makers to court over in Switzerland.
Wow.
And now they're going to other places in Europe, and they're trying to get a copyright on their instrument in Switzerland. And they're trying to prevent other people from making these instruments.
I've seen some videos online of some of my favorite handpan players all talking about, freeing the handpan essentially.
Yes. So it's unfortunate that they invented this beautiful healing instrument, but it's unfortunate that they've now decided to try and stop other people from making it. We need more of these in the world. And everybody has their different way of building it, so hopefully we can have just a big variety of different instruments. But yeah, right now it looks like they're gaining traction in their cases over in Europe, and it might get to the point to where they're not allowed to be made in Switzerland.
Wow.
There's another maker in Switzerland. I had one of their instruments when I first started. Their company is Echo Sound Sculpture, and on the handpan, each note has these little dimples, these little dents in the notes.
Yeah.
And this company in Switzerland, Echo Sound Sculpture, they got taken to court with Pan Art, and the decision was that Pan Art decided that if they changed the way that their dimples were shaped, to where they call them eye dimples now, so the dimple goes in and then it has a little bump in the middle like an eye, and then it goes back in. So Pan Art decided that changing their dimples, Echo Sound Sculpture dimples to the eye dimples was enough to differentiate it from the hong sculpture. So that might be what you start to see in other European makers, is they'll start to change their instrument just to make it a little bit different. Realistically, the handpan probably won't be made illegal across the world because Pan Art will have to go around to each country individually and take the makers to court in those countries. And they just don't have the funds to draw this out for so long. I don't know where they're getting their funding, but it's sad that they're spending so much on the legal fees to try and tackle this when
Doesn't seem like
everybody's
they're
just
worth
trying to spread peace and joy.
Yeah.
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 It should just be. And you know what's interesting? On my tongue drum, it says it was manufactured on 9/26/2025.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
I thought that was really cool. Like it's almost like, oh, somebody's going to need this. Somebody's going to want this. And they made it. And then I ordered it.
What is the
Yeah,
difference
so-
between the tongue drum and the handpan?
Yeah, so the difference is, so the handpan was invented. Oh, my hat fell off. It's hard to wear a hat with headphones.
It is. I find that same problem.
But so the handpan was invented in 2000 in Switzerland, and they took the steel drum, inverted it, made it convex. The tongue drum was invented in 2007 in Michigan, and it was actually somebody who figured out how to take propane tanks. And originally they would cut little metal tongues into the propane tank.
Wow.
And then that's why they called it the tongue drum, because it has little metal tongues. And it has a similar sound to a handpan. This is a A more affordable tongue drum by Happy Tongue Drums, it would be about $200. These are just really plain tongues that don't have any harmonics on them. Now, what Mama J got is this company Rav Labs in Russia, and they're some of the more high quality tongue drums. And so you can see that they cut the notes into the steel. They have a very
Beautiful.
unique way of cutting their notes.
Yeah.
But they actually tune harmonics to each note. So each note has a fundamental tone, and then there's some harmonics. So it has a little bit richer sound.
So you're saying that almost like it's playing a chord.
Yes, yeah. And the nice thing about the tongue drums is they're made with thicker steel. They cut the notes into the steel. They don't hammer the notes. And you can play them with mallets, and they're not going to go out of tune. This will stay in tune with regular playing for a long time. The handpans do have to be retuned eventually. So on the bottom of the handpan, there's a hole, and the hole isn't really there for amplification. I can cover the hole up, and it still makes a sound.
Oh.
So the hole is really just there for tuning. Even if I don't play this handpan, I guess over time the steel will relax, and as the steel starts to relax, it'll slowly start to drift out of tune. So
Wow.
after like 3 to 5 years, I'll take this to a handpan builder, and they'll stick a little hammer in here, and they actually have to hit the notes from the inside to get them back in tune.
Wow.
That's incredible. That is incredible. I thought for sure that hole was for the resonating of the handpan.
Yeah, it's just there for tuning. Like I said, you can cover it up. It's not going to affect the sound. And I know people that have their handpans that don't get them retuned, so it's kind of personal preference too. But if I was to play this with mallets or my whole hand, like a hand drum, I would knock it out of tune faster. So the trick with the handpan is just to use a finger and kind of bounce my finger. And the key is to lift off really quick, because the longer my finger's on the note, it's going to dampen the vibration. So I want to just lift off like you're touching something hot.
So Dan, when I was in your workshop, it seemed like everybody else was able to get a sound out of your handpans, and I could not. I could not. And then you came over and you you tapped my hand, and I didn't tell you this is kind of a bad hand. And when you tapped me with your finger, it hurt. But I could see that you really, it's like you need some strength in your fingers, correct?
Yeah, it does take some practice, but I just think it's a little bit easier than other instruments just because you're tapping. And yeah, the trick is to pull off really fast. So it's almost like you're pulling off before you even touch it.
Wow.
And I do have probably a lot more dexterity and stuff because I've been doing this for 8 years. I know when I look at the videos when I first started, my playing was like very rigid. And I can tell over time that I just get more loose. And a lot of the times when you go to handpan gatherings, they'll have you shake your arms out and try and loosen up, because it's all about kind of being loose and having this loose motion where you're kind of pulling the sound out.
Nice.
Wow.
But one thing I want to mention about this instrument here, this was made by a maker in Missouri. The brand is Pantheon Steel.
Oh, yeah.
And they're actually the ones that coined the term handpan.
Oh.
So the first 7 years that this was invented in Switzerland, it was called the Hong. And then in 2007, a guy named Kyle Cox was making these instruments in Missouri. And he actually coined the term handpan because he was a steel pan builder. And so he just took the steel pan, changed it to handpan. So that's where the common term comes from, was a Kyle Cox in Missouri.
So interesting. Wow. All right. Can you play us a little song on your handpan?
Sure. Do you want like a cover song, one of my songs, just to improvise?
I'm going to say dealer's choice on this one. You can choose whatever song you want to play. Is that hard? Is that harder when we say that?
It is, yeah, because I've got.
How about
like,
a cover? I say a cover song.
Okay, let's play a cover
here's-
song.
Yeah.
Here's my list of cover songs.
Wow,
If you guys
look
want
at
this
that.
one,
You have like over 100 songs that you play on that. Huh.
Yeah.
I've got 120 cover songs, including 40 Christmas songs. So if you guys want to hear a Christmas song, it's not going to be on this list.
Is it common that people do covers on these? Because isn't it kind of difficult to learn songs on this instrument?
It's very uncommon. Most people don't play cover songs on the handpan.
Yeah.
I think these instruments belong in healthcare and in schools, and the key to getting them into more like healthcare communities is
Yeah.
to play Amazing Grace, You Are My Sunshine, songs that people know. So I've been going to handpan gatherings and doing workshops and putting tutorials on my YouTube to try and show other handpan players how to read piano music and then translate it to their handpan. I really want to see more people playing familiar songs on these, and I love how it just kind of brings new life to songs.
I have a request. I have a request. Okay. Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
All right.
Rachel Holthouse.
Oh, beautiful. And tell Joel about the underneath notes.
Yeah, so this is my main handpan here. I have a bunch of different handpans. Each one comes in a different key. This one is in the key of E major. It's made by Pansmith Handpans in Guthrie, Oklahoma. And this one has a bunch of notes on the bottom.
Wow.
And then these are just little rubber grippy things called rhythm rests. And they're just little magnets that have some grippy material that I can stick on my handpan. And then like if I'm wearing dress pants, my handpan can grip to my lap. It's not going to slide off my lap.
Oh.
But this instrument has evolved so much in, the past 25 years. When it first came out, they were being made out of this material here. It's called nitrided steel. And you would only get 7 or 8 notes on the instrument. You wouldn't get any bottom notes. When I first got into it 8 years ago, that's all that was being made. And then about 5-6 years ago, makers started making them out of stainless steel, which is this gold material. The stainless steel is really nice because I don't have to oil them. This other one I have to oil and keep out of moisture and humidity because I don't want it to rust. But because of the stainless steel, I don't have to worry about rust. And then over the past few years, they've figured out how to add more notes to the bottom which really extends the range. This one has 16 notes. Now there's a maker in Brazil that makes one with 32 notes.
Whoa!
Whoa.
So I think
wow.
eventually it might be like a piano, and you might just have all the notes.
That was the thing that I thought might make it difficult to do cover songs, is that you basically have such a limited number of notes, and they're also in a particular scale, right? Is that what they are? They're like tuned to a particular
Yes.
key or scale, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Each one's in a different musical scale, which makes it really easy to play because, like with this one here, all the notes go together. You know, it's always going to sound good. You can't hit a sour note. So I really think it's the instrument of the future. It empowers anybody to make music. You don't have to follow sheet music. You can kind of just tap around, and it's always going to sound good because all the notes go together. Now, with cover songs, what you really need to have is like an instrument in a major key. This is an E major, and most of the popular songs are going to be in a major key. You can play some songs on a minor pan, but I'm just saying, like, most of the popular songs, Christmas songs, Happy Birthday, Amazing Grace, You Are My Sunshine, all the popular songs are mainly in a major key. That's why I use this instrument the most. This instrument can play 120 cover songs. The other hand pans here, I mainly just play for, like, yoga and meditation and stuff. I don't play cover songs on these hand pans. This is the one that I play cover songs on.
Wow. So Dan, remember when I was in the class and I told you I hate the sharp notes? And I would think that people do, I guess if you're ordering online, it's not easy to do, but you know what? They actually have a virtual tongue drums so that you can hear the sound, because I knew I wanted a certain sound and I did not want that sharp. And I found it, and I could just play the music online to see which drum I wanted.
That's great. Yeah, that's really helpful. If you can find like an online virtual handpan or tongue drum, then you can kind of play it online before you get it. That's one of the reasons why I started having the classes, is because when I got into this 8 years ago, I was buying handpans that I saw people playing on videos, and I was like, oh, I really love this handpan. And then when I got it, I'm not playing like the person in the video. And so I didn't really resonate with it as much as I did watching them play. So yeah, if you can play like on a virtual one, that'll give you a better feeling for, is this a scale that I'm going to get tired of, or is this one that I'm going to
Right. And they're actually on the handpan sites.
Oh, that's good. That's wonderful.
Yeah, so I was really glad because I couldn't remember what we had talked about. So yeah, that's another thing that is very helpful.
Yeah, I was excited that you just went all in and ordered a Rav like after coming to my class, and you already got it. So.
Oh, well, I tell you, I was a little embarrassed bringing my little red Amari. Because
okay.
now when I hear it, I'm going, ew. But it's been good. They've been good for me. So I'm glad I got to move up.
I'm glad that there's different price points now, because when I got into this 8 years ago, the only option was to spend $3,000 on an instrument. And it was a huge leap of faith for me to spend that much on something that I'd never seen before. And so thankfully now there's cheaper options, so somebody can buy a more affordable handpan from Amazon, and then if they really like it, then they can save up and get something.
That's what I figure, That's why I got one. Here's one of those virtual handpans for people.
Yeah.
This one is on the site Yashama. And
See?
you can click around and play.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? And then I guess you can transpose the scales. I mean, this is for somebody who can, and it's got all the different ones. Pantam, I guess. And it's got pictures, and so I guess you can choose one and then play it, and then you can see. So are some of them maybe darker in their tone? Like some of them are maybe in a minor key or something, and other ones are in...
So this one that I played, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, this is the happy major one. So this one here is completely different. This is like a desert vibe. It's much lower.
Oh, yeah. I love that. I love that. That's so cool.
each one kind of has their own mood, I guess. This is another one that's a F minor.
Oh, yeah.
So each one just kind of has its own mood.
Love
And
that.
that's where it can get really fun if you have multiple handpans, because then, you can be like, oh, I feel in the desert right now. Maybe I
Yeah.
want to go to this mood.
Yeah, exactly.
It gets a little expensive.
Yeah, it's an expensive. But okay, so now tell us about, you got a psychology degree. Did you get it after you started doing the handpan and realizing this connection, or what? How did that come about?
So I heard the handpan in 2009. I fell in love with the sound. I listened to it for like 6 years, hoping I could get one. During that time, my dad died from cancer, and listening to handpan music really helped me with the grieving process. And I could just tell that there was a lot of therapeutic potential in this instrument. And then I got my first instrument. It inspired me to go back to school. When I first got my handpan, I could feel the vibrations in person. And I was like, wow, this definitely needs to be used like therapeutically. So I actually didn't know music therapy was a field. I went and got my psychology degree, and then I learned about music therapy when I was finishing up. So kind of wish I got a music therapy degree, but that's basically what I use this for, is music therapy. I go to a lot of assisted living, memory care, hospice, cancer treatment. I started using it therapeutically in 2020, actually right before COVID. And it was a little tough during COVID to play in some healthcare settings.
I bet.
But my first couple years playing in healthcare, I was just playing my own songs. And they're really relaxing songs, but I wasn't really playing familiar songs. And then it was kind of a happy accident. I had a resident that I used to visit pass away. And her daughter asked me to learn Amazing Grace for her funeral. That inspired me to look at the sheet music. I figured out I could learn Amazing Grace. And then when I was getting my degree, I read a bunch of research papers about the effects of using music with people with dementia. And I remember, reading about how familiar songs are really helpful at reducing anxiety and just making them feel more comfortable.
Wow.
So I just started learning familiar songs for the residents. Now I've actually got these books here, sing-along books.
Really?
With,
Oh, that's
all
great.
the lyrics.
Wow.
I'll just let the residents pick out what songs they want to hear, and then we'll go and we'll sing some songs. And I've got all the words, and I'm just trying to make it more interactive for them.
Yeah.
I truly believe these instruments belong in healthcare, and I envision a future where hospitals have handpans playing in the lobby, playing in the patient's room. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so you can sit in the corner and still provide a full, rich experience.
How
That's
do
what
they
my passion is
how do they react to this instrument when you bring it in initially? If they've never seen it before?
Yeah, so the first reaction is kind of like, what is this? Is this two hubcaps that he's put together? Is this a drill that he hammered out in his garage?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they hear it, and they're just like overwhelmed with emotion. And some of the most fulfilling moments for me are when residents just spontaneously start singing along, or they'll talk about how it brings back good memories with their mom or with their loved one or with their kids. So that's the most fulfilling part of my day, and that's worth way more than anything, having those interactions. So I'm just trying to get more people to do this.
That's
Oh,
incredible.
I think you're doing great. I think the two girls, remember the massage therapists? I've been in contact with them, and I sent them the link to the show today, but I think they will definitely get into it. Or I think you knew they had, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're going to be at our meetup tomorrow. So if
Is
you're
it
if you're-
tomorrow?
Yeah, we have meetups every so often, so I'll invite them to you. I know it's a little bit of a travel, but you're welcome to come down and join us.
Oh, I will, and I can't come tomorrow, but I would like to know when you have them. That would be cool.
And are you in Wichita? Is that where that is? Where you are?
I'm in Wichita, Kansas, yeah.
Wow.
And I've been giving the classes that Mama J came to. when I got into this 8 years ago, there wasn't anybody around here. I had a best friend that got into handpan with me. He actually died about a year after
Oh
we got
no.
into it.
Oh no.
He had a complication with his artificial heart valve.
Oh,
Um,
terrible.
but losing Greg is another thing that kind of pushed me more in this direction, that I need to start using this in healthcare and stuff. But after Greg died, I didn't know anybody else around here that played handpan,
Yeah.
so I've been giving classes, and now there's over 30 people around
So you're
town.
proliferating the music throughout the town. That's so great.
It is.
I'm very grateful more people are getting into it. I believe our world would be better with more peaceful music. So if we
I
can
think
have more
so
people
too.
playing
I
handpan,
agree.
we'll
I
have more
agree.
peace and joy and less stress.
We were drawn
I
to it during the
agree.
pandemic because we were doing this show at Lunch Therapy, and we were just trying to be as therapeutic for people as we could be. And our listener, Matt Wright, who's been very involved in the show, he showed me, I think it was the Hung Massive video that
yeah.
was the one that kind of went viral. He showed me that, and I was found myself listening to this in my off hours just to calm my nerves.
Yeah, it's great
About what was
background
going on.
music. You can work and get stuff done, and it doesn't get in the way, and it just kind of brings the stress level down and makes you feel like you're at the spa.
Yeah. Do you ever see a lot of the other like YouTuber people that do hang drum or handpan? Do you ever have like conventions or anything where you get together?
There's a couple of handpan gatherings that I go to. There's
Mm-hmm.
one in Estes Park, Colorado each year. There's one in Jacksonville, Florida. There's actually one out in California.
Is there?
There's a couple makers in LA, and Hamza Handpans. They're out there.
Gotta take
They actually
notes.
put on a gathering called Pantasia.
Huh.
It's usually in Joshua Tree. So if you can go to that, that would be an amazing
Wow.
opportunity to connect with other handpan players. You'll get to try out other instruments from different builders. You can find a good deal on an instrument for sale. I've learned a lot from the workshops at the gatherings. So I just think it's an invaluable opportunity if you can make it.
That's great. Could you do us the honor of playing another song?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say namaste. I
Oh,
have a Zoom.
you
I
have-
have a Zoom meeting that I have to get on.
About India, because
Dan-
you're going to India, right?
Yeah, so talk about handpans and all this. So thank you so much. It's been a true joy to have you here, Dan. And I will see you, Joel. And thank you so much for letting me be part of today. I appreciate
Oh,
it.
thanks for being here, Mama J.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Good to see you.
Bye.
You too, babe.
All right, let's. We could do the Amazing Grace, or if you have something else that you want to do, that's one of your favorites.
I think I'll play one of my songs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be great. I would love that. Let's do it.
So a lot of the times, I play the familiar songs for residents. It's really therapeutic for them. They sing along to the song, and it brings back old memories.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times I'll play one of my songs, and it's just as therapeutic because it gives them a moment for their mind to kind of go on a journey.
Yeah.
And this can be really beneficial for people that are bedbound, like if they've been on hospice for a long time and they can't go outside. I can play a song like this, and they can kind of visualize that they're sitting somewhere else.
I will do that.
So one of the things that I like about the handpan is it has a very natural sound. It kind of sounds like chimes or like water drops falling. So I'll play a song that reminds me of sitting by the water.
Perfect.
When I close my eyes on this song, I feel like I'm right by a nice peaceful stream. So
right.
maybe you can imagine sitting by a stream up in the mountains. Maybe there's a little rolling waterfall coming into it.
Here, I'll put a waterfall on the screen too, so we have one.
Perfect.
There we go. And we'll
You can
imagine
hear the
ourselves.
birds singing in the trees and the wind blowing through the leaves. And that's where my mind goes on this song. So since we can't go out to the stream today, I'm going to try and bring the stream to us.
All right, let's do it. is marvelous. Wow, thank you for that. I feel so relaxed now. I tell you, it hits my nervous system in a way that nothing else does, I think. It's beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think we're going to have to end the show on that because this is, nothing can be said that is better than that. Thanks so much for being on the show, Handpan Dan. Dan Baird.
I appreciate you having me.
The pleasure is all mine. And I want to show everybody your YouTube channel, Handpan Dan Daniel Baird. Check it out. There's all kinds of great performances on here. And you can go there anytime and listen to Handpan and also see some interviews and all kinds of different stuff that's going on there. And then also you have a website, the Handpan Dan website, which is at handpandan.com. So check that out if you want to go to one of his workshops or if you want to get his therapy into your maybe assisted living or cancer facility or wherever you think that it might be good. So thanks, Handpan Dan. Is there anything else that I should point people to? Oh, sorry, I got you muted.
On social media, follow me at Handpan Dan on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. And then Christmas is coming up, and so Handpan Santa will be making an appearance.
All right, Handpan Santa. We didn't talk about that. There's a Handpan Santa as well. Here's a little bit from Handpan Santa.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun spreading holiday joy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. Well, but we look forward to seeing more from you, Handpan Dan. Thank you so much. One of our viewers said, wait, I just woke up. You can't end the show. Do it again. That's the great thing about the show is you can watch it over and over again if you want. Ray Scanlon is here. Hey, Ray Scanlon. All right. Thanks, Dan. I'm going to call this our dance break. And have a great holiday season. You're welcome back on this show anytime, of course.
I would love to come back, and I would love to help you with your handpan drill.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, wait, one other question. Oh, I'll ask you offline sometime because I have more questions about it. Anyway, happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you all next week, and congratulations on the 700th episode. All right, see you later.